There you are. A name lighting up the screen like nothing ever fractured. No apology, no explanation, just another soft re-entry timed perfectly after enough silence to make me wonder if I imagined everything. You always return gently. That's what makes it dangerous. You text like checking vital signs, just enough to keep the wires alive. A half-lit heart, a careful tone, close enough to not feel alone. You ask how I've been, avoid what you meant, slide past tension like it came and went. Every word measured, every pause rehearsed, connection diluted before it can burst. You say you care, then disappear. Return when silence feels too clear. Every step time not to risk. Love filtered down to what won't hinge. You lean in right before the edge, then pull away and call it sense. Like vulnerability's a fire, you only visit from the fence. And I used to mistake restraint for wisdom, distance for emotional control. But calm is not always safety. Sometimes it's just fear moving slow. You miss me safest at a distance, close enough to feel the pull, far enough to keep your systems from confronting what it's for. You want connection without exposure, warmth without the weight of truth. Every time it starts getting real, you retreat back into you. You love the version you can manage, the one untouched by consequence. But intimacy survives contact and not the emotional maintenance. You speak in almost later, soon, orbiting truth without entering room. Every signal dressed in care, but honesty never fully there. You want the comfort, not the cost. To feel desire but never lost. To practice calm, a measured pace, avoidance rarely the healing face. You call your silence processing, call retreat protecting peace. But peace only lives through absence, and what exactly gets released? You leave before the moment lands, before emotion makes demands. They come back searching for the warmth without acknowledging the damage. Do you know what this does to people? The almost, the maybe, the constant opening, withdrawal. The nervous system starts adapting to inconsistency like weather, starts treating uncertainty like intimacy. You trained me to brace every time closeness appeared, not because love was dangerous, but because your fear arrived every time it became real. You miss me safest at a distance, where imagination fills the seams, because reality asks questions. Fantasy never needs. You say you're protecting peace, but peace should not require disguise. If love only works in fragments, then it never truly arrives. You want longing without collision, presence without surrendering space. But hearts cannot fully touch through controlled emotional range. And maybe nobody taught you how to stay when fear arrives. Maybe distance became survival. Maybe silence kept you alive. Maybe love once came with pressure, with punishment, with collapse. Maybe retreat became the only place your nervous system thought it could last. I can see that. That's the hardest part, because understanding someone does not automatically make them safe to build with. Will not decode unfinished sentences or build meaning from your retreat. I will not romanticize confusion, because it occasionally sounds sincere. No more turning mixed signals into emotional poetry. No more rewarding inconsistency, because the returns feel intense. If you want something real, stand still long enough to meet it. You think avoidance protects connection, but eventually, people stop feeling loved and start feeling managed. That is the tragedy of it. You are not avoiding pain, you are avoiding exposure, avoiding the possibility that someone might finally see you clearly and still ask you to stay. You miss you return, return awake. No smoke, no stage restraint, because love cannot keep breathing inside a room designed for escape. And I will not shrink my honesty to fit inside your fear. I would rather lose the connection than disappear while standing here. Some people fear abandonment. Some people fear being known. And sometimes the saddest relationships are built between